So yeah, this is officially stop number 2 on the Trifesta adventures. I am here with Joe McName and a dude named Fenk and Taffy Cunningham. All of these people are from the hookah crowd. We are heading to All Good Now today, which is at the Merriweather Post Pavilion. Didn't dawn on me till we got here that we're like 10 to 15 minutes away from DC, and today is the day of the big Trump parade, the military parade, and all the protests that are going on with that. But today's lineup is good. We got JRAD headlining tonight. That's going to be a lot of fun to see. And there's a whole list of Dogs in a Pile is playing today, so it's going to be a lot of fun. So far, it's an adventure. It'd be really cool if some point, they had like a little shakedown street in the parking garage. That would be kind of badass. It's very nice that literally where we parked is like less than half a block away from the box office where you get in to get your tickets and shit. So that's super convenient. When you're coming to like a city festival, you don't want to have to like traverse the back streets, right? So parking at Merriweather is very, very nice. But I'm with Joe and Fenk, and we're gonna go check it out and start seeing some bands.
Take you Oh yeah, I am from Arizona. Flagstaff, Northern.
I think it's pretty friendly. It's the all good vibe. Definitely the all good vibe. All weekend, it's all good. It's good. Yeah, I like the name. It goes with it. We were coming back on a Mexico bus ride, 13 hours. We saw it online, and we're like, should we go to this one? Mo, Goose, Joe Russo, string cheese. Yeah, Keller Williams. We met before then. Well, actually, two of us met at Lock-In, and I met the other one and back home. Yeah. The people are pretty awesome, everybody we've talked to. Bartenders are great. Merch people are great. You're great, Nate. I like the pavilion. I miss the stars, but that's because it's overcast. Yeah. But the pavilion's pretty nice, so we were able to hang out in there.
Yeah, that's cool.
Good setup.
Sure, my name's Mike.
Right. Where are you from?
From Atlanta, Georgia.
From Atlanta, Georgia. Okay,
Yep.
So a little bit of a drive here. What brought you to Merriweather for this?
We meet with family, friends. We do this. We do the Dark Star Jubilee.
Nice.
And we're starting to put a group together. It's growing a little every year.
That's cool.
Great times. The vibe of this fest is better than anywhere else. It's mellow. It's everybody's a friend. There's nothing that annoys you. It's just It's a great stress relief.
Do you guys come from all over the country and meet here?
Yep.
Or?
Yeah, I'm from Atlanta. My son's from Virginia, Fredericksburg. My brother-in-law lives just outside of New York City, Rockland County, and then my nephew's actually just got out of school at Buffalo.
Okay, so this is generational for you. You've got your son, your nephew.
Yeah.
Have you been bringing your kids to festivals since they were young, or is this a new thing for them?
This is my son actually has always been into the dad and jam band music, so we've done a lot of shows together, but not festivals.
That's cool. That's very cool. What has been your favorite moment so far of All Good Now?
Last night, JRAD, and then Molly Tuttle getting up on stage with string cheese was phenomenal as well.
Yeah,
so
heavy
those
hitters
are
for sure.
Two high points so far.
Yeah.
Going out on a highway, comes into them big trucks. That bright frame liner's gonna steal away my mind.
Come to Merriweather before?
Actually, last time I was in Merriweather was 1985. Saw the Dead here at 85. So 40-year reunion for me in Merriweather. It is a great venue. It's like being out in a field in the middle of the city. It's a park more than a...
I've heard they did a lot of renovations like around the pandemic. So what was different from old Merriweather to now?
The parking in the area was a lot more rural then. Now you got the garages. It's easy. Back then we were sleeping in our cars, not hotels.
Yeah.
But now it's there's every convenience on site. I don't even think they had running water when we were here 40 years ago. So.
Yeah. So you guys are staying in hotels too, then, right? Yep. How's that experience been? Are you guys close?
It's been good. We kind of waited a little too long to book. We're about 8 miles away.
Yeah.
But we're already looking at next year and booking early and
that's cool.
Being within walking distance.
That's cool. How you feeling about Goose tonight?
Looking forward to it. Yeah. This will be my third time seeing Goose, and they've always been rocking. They always have a surprise up their sleeve.
Nice.
So.
Well, thanks for talking to me, man. That's cool. That's awesome.
Great, thanks.
Thank you, brother.
My name is Tim Walther. I'm the promoter. Our first All Good Festival was in 1997, and I was basically a fan going to these festivals, checking them out. And I read the book called Do What You Love and the Money Will Follow. And I also read a book called Bill Graham Presents. And Bill Graham is one of the biggest rock promoters in the country. And his book really inspired me to do this thing.
Yeah.
And once I got a feel for it from an audience perspective, I was like, I really wanted to go in there and make it happen for people, make it happen for myself and everybody else, and the music and the fans, all that. So we did 18 All Good Music Festivals leading up to 2015, like you said. And actually, I was on a drive with my mom heading to my daughter's college graduation at Ohio State. Just thinking about work, churning, and it really dawned on me. I've been a promoter here in the Baltimore, D.C. market for 30 years. I grew up 20 minutes from here in Ellicott City. And so I've known Merriweather very well, been to a lot of concerts here, and I just felt like it just dawned on me like, okay, I'm doing all these club shows. I'm doing 100 club shows a year in the Baltimore, D.C. market. I've been working with jam bands for 30 years. I got 120,000 people on my newsletter, my email list, and got this great relationship budding with IMP, Merriweather Post, 930, the Anthem, and all of a sudden it just popped like, okay, I can do All Good again. I can do it in Merriweather. I can call it All Good now. You know, the concept was we've all camped for many, many years, and we've all gotten older, and, you know, some of us gotten old enough to bring our kids to these events, and, you know, at some point I just said, you know, I think people would much rather commute to this kind of jam band festival than to go out and camp in the woods for 4 days.
Yeah. So you bring a lot of people into the area. They're all staying in hotels. They're eating at restaurants, maybe going out to bars afterwards. Talk about the relationship with Columbia and with Merriweather.
Well, for the most part, Merriweather's very Columbia-oriented. It's a model city, or it's a planned community here, and Merriweather's been here since the 70s, and IMP is really dialed in. We did crew fare. We got all the hotels within a 30-mile radius to work with us, so that when we announced the show, they could all be on the website. You could just go in and click and book your hotel from there.
I've heard from a lot of people that the lineup always drives the vibe of the festival, right? As I go to different festivals, you have a hell of a lineup. Like, these are heavy hitter bands on this lineup. Talk a little bit about, like, how did you put that together? What made you pick the bands that you did?
Well, I work with all these bands all the time. Like, every band on this festival is a band I've worked with before and the band I'll work with again. Some of these bands, like, there's 7 bands repeating, and all those bands I've worked with for 20, 25 years. You know, I introduced Keller Williams this morning, and he had done 12 All Good Music Festivals. And it was funny, 2010, we did a moonshine breakfast with Keller Williams. So this morning, with Keller Williams and the Grateful Gospel, right before they went on set, I kind of told that story, and then Keller and I did a toast to each other with moonshine in the now. It was a cool thing. People appreciate it. It meant a lot to me anyway.
Tim is the magic behind the lineups, and every lineup that he puts together, you know, we as a crew never know about it until he starts to get into the planning process, and every time he knocks it out of the park. But I really feel like, you know, he's been doing this for 30 years now, and he knows the band so well. He knows what's going to work. You know, this morning we opened up with, you know, Grateful Gospel with Keller, and there is no better way to start a Sunday. And Tim just knows what's going to flow throughout the day, and having the 2 stages and people moving in between the stages, it just doesn't get better. My name is Captain Janice, and I am the VIP coordinator. I am marketing help. I am really anything they need me to be anytime.
So you run around all over the place.
I run around all over the place. Sometimes you find me on stage, I'm emceeing, anything they need. It's been incredible. I mean, we have been dreaming about bringing All Good back for the last 10 years. And after Marvin's, we had 2 years that we were in Ohio. We had a year that we were in West Virginia. And then we went into a hiatus. COVID, everything happened, but we always had thought, what would it be like if we brought it back? And the whole concept of bringing it back wasn't just about being all good then, we wanted to be all good now. And so a year in the planning, and after we got on site and it started to happen and we started to see everything, you know, you go from paper concept to conversations to actually seeing it physically evolve. We couldn't have imagined it to be any better than it is.
That's
it's
awesome.
so special.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you spend a lot of time talking to fans, your VIPs, things like that. What type of stories have you heard? Like, tell me some stories that you've heard about people coming to All Good, right?
I'll tell you, you know, I've done a lot of festivals in 25 years, and I can say that this is the first time that I have had multiple people from the moment they got here stop me to thank me. And I'm pretty easy to spot. Other people that are on the crew aren't as easy to spot, but they're stopping me, they're thanking us. A funny thing just happened right before this where a woman came up to me and she's like, do you work here? And I was like, I do. She's like, I have to tell you that All Good changed my life. And I was like, well, tell me about that. And she's like, you know, I was 18 years old. I have been up all night with my friends and they're like, there's this festival, All Good. You should totally come. She's like, I'd never been to a music festival. And she came, and then she had tears in her eyes and she's like, I never would have met this guy who's her now husband. And now she's, you know, in her 30s and she's like, you changed my life with music and community and festival. And where does that happen? You know?
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Reppert.
I'm Erin Dvorak.
Positive Legacy is an organization that harnesses the power of music for good. And we work with festivals and artists and different musical entities to try and utilize the love and the community that's created through festivals and other, you know, music events in order to give back to the local community. Since our inception, we've been able to give away almost $1.4 million to 87 community partners in 10 different countries. The All Good Presents partnership is absolutely, couldn't be a better fit for our organization. The love and the outpouring of community that is so present in the All Good Presents family. We are just so honored to be part of this community now.
The vibe is awesome. Everybody's so nice. Yeah, I'm glad it's back too. This is the best, like, reawakening of this entire festival.
You know, we work with a lot of different crews, and we are so fortunate here at Merriweather because the Merriweather crew and our crew just, from the minute we started working together, we knew that we spoke the same language. Doesn't always happen.
If you're into this music, this is as good as it gets. This is the best it can feel, hanging out with your friends, your music, being treated the right way. So what
what do you have to say to all the folks that made the trip, attendees here, you know, paid the money to come to the festival? What do you have to say to them?
Thank you. Thank you.
I mean, it means everything. Bring it home, bringing it back. I really didn't think I'd ever do it again. I thought it was done, and it really took 10 years, the right circumstances, you know, for the whole universe to come together and come up with this concept, and just, it was just time. The time was right, and the time is now, as you can see from the clock. Yeah. It's always now.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you so much for coming. I mean, we can set the stage, but, you know, without the fans, we can't do anything.
Yeah.
So.
What is it about festivals for you? Like, what is it about the environment?
I would say for me, and I think about this because I work with a lot of people who work with touring acts, and the most beautiful thing about a festival is that you have time. So no matter what anybody's going through in their life outside of when they're at the festival, when they get here and they get to the gates, and I've seen it, they leave whatever's happening in their life. If they're going through something, they try and leave it at the gate. If they can't leave it at the gate and they come in, I see people work through things when they're there because they have the time to do that. And that's the beauty of it, is that you don't have just a 4-hour show. You have time to meet people. You have time to form relationships. I've seen kids that have grown up coming to the same festivals over and over again, and you don't get that from just a show. So that's where the community comes from, and that's where the love comes from, and that's where the energy comes from, and they build that up through the weekend, and then they take that onto the world with them. And after the festival we did last month, the Dark Star Jubilee, before we came here, one of our patrons sent me the most beautiful email, and she's like, you know, those 3 days carry me through the next 362 days of the year, and that says it all.
nuts. It's been an honor to hang out with you guys and be here as a community. It's so important. So, you know, make friends with the people next to you on the way out. I hope you already did, because this weekend was fucking sick. So thanks so much for making it great. Hopefully see you at the next one. Thanks.